Now, Garden Time didn't go to England, and this is WC for Water Closets. We are in America, in Portland. We're on Southeast Grand in Rejuvenation, and I'm with Foley, who is the expert on bathrooms. So, we're in a renovation of our house, and so we're down to the bathroom. We've got the tile picked out, and so it's time to kind of finish it off.
Yeah.
So then what's the next step?
There are some considerations as far as if we start from the top and go down. You start looking into the types of lighting that you're going to need. And in that instance, it's really nice to be able to come to a store like this and actually be able to talk to people who think about lighting and its connection to hardware and all that sort of stuff way too much, like an unconscionable amount.
But you have to think about that. You have to think about it's not just going to be pretty. I need to use this.
Exactly. And it needs to be useful and it needs to be functional and it's really convenient if it's beautiful as well. So yeah, you sort of look at how much light you're going to need in the space. Everybody's bathroom is a little bit different. Some of them have natural light, some of them have a lot of natural light depending upon what direction they're facing. Others are very closed off. I owned a condo for a period of time, nothing but a vent shaft, no natural light in there whatsoever. And so your requirements are always going to be a little different. And also whether or not it's a full bathroom with a lot of space, maybe it has soaring ceilings. Some of the bathrooms in a lot of older Portland homes, the ceilings can either be really, really tall, or maybe the bathroom was sort of shoehorned in there, like tiny, right at the end, and they're very compact and really small. So you have to think about that sort of stuff and get something that's going to provide an adequate amount of light for you. Because there are folks where when they wake up in the morning, they turn on the light switch, they go to their mirror, they don't want to be blinded by light. And there's other people that do a lot of foundation work before they head out for the day. So it really kind of depends on your preference.
Right, and so you talk about mirrors, so we talk about there's big mirrors, little mirrors, so you have to look at that too.
Yeah, how much space are you going to have? Do you want something that's going to be functional and also be a medicine cabinet? Do you want something that's a lot more decorative? Do you want to find a vintage mirror that's going to, really pop in the space? And sometimes people have their color schemes already worked out, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes if you do incredibly neutral tile, then you can play with that later. And the mirror can kind of bring that in if you do a framed mirror. So there's a lot of options there, and it's definitely a preference thing.
So Foley, we've talked about lighting, we've talked about mirrors, but what about all the other things? We're talking about toilet roll holders, towel holders, all that other things.
That is something that you want to think about what finish is going to be best for you and for your lifestyle, because a lot of them wear differently over time.
All right, what about fingerprints or soap or soap scum, that kind of thing?
So that type of thing is, brushed nickel is usually a pretty solid finish as far as not being able to see fingerprints on switch plates or hooks or towel bars and that kind of stuff. Because we all know that when folks are coming over, we're trying desperately to get to get all the fingerprints and everything off of our stuff and have it look a little nice. Brushed nickel is going to wear pretty well in that situation. Oil rub bronze is also going to do a good job of hiding fingerprints and any kind of wear. And then you have the other finishes that require a little bit, maybe a little Windex, maybe a little elbow grease, but that would be the polished nickel and the polished chrome. So.
And do they all have to match? I mean, what if one is one of everything or two of everything?
I think that so long as something is done purposefully, this is again coming from experience of doing a bathroom remodel at my place, we really wanted a hard wearing finish on all of the wet fixtures, on the faucets, on the toilet, on the clawfoot tub, on all that shower hardware because it's so visible. And that was something where we decided very early on, we definitely want chrome. Our faucets were chrome and our fixtures were all in nickel and it worked really well, yeah. I feel like so long as you do something with purpose and you think about your design from start to finish, that you can get away with a lot of things. You just have to keep the story, keep the point, and then you can kind of get to the end. And the number one thing that I really want people to remember is that ultimately, anytime you do a remodel, especially when you do a remodel on a bathroom, this is a room that you use, and it's a room that you're in all the time. And it's something where it's very much for you. You're paying for it. you're making the decisions. You should like it. And if that means mixing finishes, go for it. If that means, choosing porcelain over metal, go for it. The person that walks into your house, uses your restroom, and tells you your finishes don't match, they don't have to come over again. It's your house, it's your space, and it's good when you can make it your home and you can make it yours.
It is so true. And really, those are words to think about when you're doing those renovations. So if you have any other questions, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to Rejuvenation's website. But please come down and talk to Foley, and she's got all the great information. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.